Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's me, Big Sham Blease, and I'm back with another video on Ride the Maverick TV. First and foremost, let me say rest in peace to Whitney Houston. Her funeral was aired today on CNN and BET. I watched the BET version because I did not have time for all of those interruptions on CNN. You know, they had the extra commentary and whatnot, but it's like, bitch, people watching are trying to listen and trying to appreciate the funeral service, and we don't want to hear all your bullshit that you have to say. I mean, that's just keeping it on the real. But with that being said, I did watch it and I did love it. I didn't see it from the beginning. I think it was actually on for a long amount of time, like it really was. And then I looked on, I have the dish, and you know, it tells you the time it starts and time it ends. They said 1 o'clock, but that shit kept on going after 1 o'clock. With that being said, I loved it. From what I did see, I seen Alicia Keys, I seen Stevie Wonder, I seen CeCe Winans, and I think that's it. After that, a woman came to show her eulogy. I mean, to speak her eulogy, and I wasn't feeling her. Like, she was just born. It seemed like she was, you know, like at graduation where they just like listing all the things, like the mission statement and all of that, like stuff you don't even too much care for. That was the shit. That's like what I was getting from her, and like I didn't want to hear it. With that being said, I did appreciate the good eulogies. Like the men who came on, I don't remember all their names, but they were funny and they were keeping us entertained. Like they weren't all saddening or speaking in monotone. Like they were very charismatic with the eulogies, and that's what I love, because I feel like funerals are only really sad as like when you feel like you've been robbed of the person that passed. Like if you've given the best of yourself and that person gave the best of themselves to you, then it's really not a time for grieving and mourning. It's more of a time to be appreciative and be grateful for the time that you had with that person. Like I feel like at my granny's funeral back in 2009, like it hurt me because there was just so much I didn't know about her that people were telling me, and I wish I would have just sat down with her and just talked to her and just experienced her in a way that I didn't get the chance to experience her before her passing. You know, like just stories, just silly stuff, just anything, and hearing it from her and not other people who experienced it with her as well. So in hindsight, this makes me feel like I need to make sure that I'm clear with everybody that in my family, so that way when they do go, I don't feel as sad as I did at my granny's funeral. But that's neither here nor there. That being said, I did love it. I seen Alicia Keys and I just loved her song. I didn't like the negative comments that people were saying on Twitter and whatnot, saying that, you know, she sounded off key, but at the same time, if you sing a song, you play the piano on key, and you sing a song holding back the tears, singing for the idol that you lost, I love to see you do that and put it on YouTube, bitch, while you talking. Twit pick it, twit vid it, let me see it. With that being said, Stevie Wonder was great. He sung 2 songs. One of the songs I know he sung was "Ribbon in the Sky," and I heard him singing, I loved it. And I heard another group named Intro sing it, and I just loved it. It was beautiful. I think they sung it way better than him. Intro was a group back in the 90s, and they actually broken up after their lead singer died of AIDS, which was messed up. Rest in peace to him as well. But I heard them sing it as well, and I thought it was great. CeCe Winans, she can sing. Like, I feel like Whitney Houston, like, she can sing. Like, people were saying Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. I would say you can't put those two on top of each other, because Whitney Houston, her voice has so much volume. Like, she can just project in ways that I've never heard any other performer project. Mariah Carey is so versatile. Like, her voice, like, she can belt to the gods, and she can do that whistle tone and just do it beautifully. So I would like, you just can't compare the two. Like, just Whitney be Whitney and Mariah be Mariah. With that being said, but CeCe Winans, I would say she's our only Whitney that we have left, because the way she projects and the volume of her voice is just as close to Whitney as that we're going to get. When she sung, you know, I was amazed. I wasn't almost in tears as I was when Alicia sang, because I could just feel the emotion in her song. But I love CeCe Winans' song. Dionne Warwick is funny as hell. Like when she said Whitney Houston had sold over 1 million copies of her Star Spangled Banner rendition, and she said, "Oh, what's next? The telephone book?" That was funny. And I love seeing her on Celebrity Apprentice because she was funny. "I got your number, hussy," chewing her gum and popping her gum. Yeah, she was like a key. But with that being said, later I really did enjoy the funeral. Later on, you know, you got to see the cast. They zoomed in. It was a gold casket, and Ray J, you know, he was breaking down. You know, he was fucked up, and I actually missed that part. I'm gonna have to watch it on YouTube. R. Kelly sung "I Look to You," which is a song that he wrote for our Whitney Houston, and he killed it. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of R. Kelly, especially like him being like, you know, a child molester, but you have to respect his craft and his art. So I give him that. All in all, the funeral was just great. I loved it. And it's something that I could see myself watching bits and pieces of on YouTube. It was just phenomenal. And you know what? I actually enjoyed hers way better than Michael Jackson's. Michael Jackson was like a big production, and it was just... the point of a funeral is like for it to be a fucking funeral, not a big production like theirs was. Another thing I didn't agree about Whitney Houston's funeral was that they said it was going to be private, but nothing was private about it, if you ask me. And Bobby Brown was acting a goddamn fucking fool with his coonery and his buffoonery, bringing 9 uninvited guests when his ass was barely invited to a goddamn funeral. I see if he brought New Edition to the funeral, but he bringing people that Whitney Houston's family and probably Whitney Houston didn't even know. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? Like, who does that? Then on top of that, he didn't even stay the whole goddamn funeral. Like, you need to get this, oh, I'm Bobby Brown and everybody else is just everybody else. No, bitch. You wore Bobby Brown back in the late 80s. That Bobby Brown no longer exists, if you ask me. But what I have a problem with is you not being a father figure and a comfort zone to your little daughter, Bobby Christina. You need to be there for her, and you just acting like a child, if you ask me. This girl, I heard, was on suicide watch, was in and out the hospital. She needs her father there to like be there for her and be a shoulder to cry on, and you just acting out like you've been doing, like when your ass got kicked out New Edition the first fucking time. So let's just be clear on that. With that being said, Bobby Brown, anyway, I love the funeral. With that being said, let's move on to Sparkle, the remake of Sparkle. You know, Whitney Houston was supposed to do it, and back in the early 2000s, Aaliyah was going to be Sparkle, which I agree with 100% because I feel like she was definitely could play that innocent, cute girl role. You know, like sanctified, not sanctified, but like a saint. With that being said, they ended production after Aaliyah perished in a plane crash on August 25th, 2001. So Whitney Houston said in an interview, I forgot what the woman she was being interviewed by, she said that she didn't want to do the movie anymore, like just our Sparkle was in heaven, just let it be. But whoever the studios was producing the film said that, okay, you were behind the scenes, let's put you in the scenes and let you be the mother that Mary Alice played in the original. So she agreed to do that. And already I am not here for the fucking casting. I Wikipedia this shit and I am not here for it. I don't agree with it. It's disturbing my flow and it does not agree with my spirit. Because I feel like when people making a remake, it's something that like you're excited about, but once it comes out, you be like, bitch, did you fucking look at the goddamn original? Like, what the fuck are you coming out with? Like, I hate it when people like want to put their own little twist on it and just fuck it the fuck up. I don't like that and I don't enjoy it. With that being said, they have... Let's go in on the casting. They have this no-name Carmen Erogo, whatever the fuck, 38 years old. Who is she? Can she even sing? Playing Sister Lynette McKee's character. I don't agree with that because first of all, she don't look as good as Lynette McKee did back in 1976. On top of that, and I don't even know if the bitch can sing or not. I'm like, who cast this? Who was doing the thinking? They have Mike Epps as Satin, the villain of the movie, the one who beat Lynette McKee's character, Sister. And I'm just like, I cannot take Mike Epps seriously. Like, I hope he fucking brings it in this movie, because if he don't, y'all gonna get a pretty bad review from me, whoever produces this goddamn movie, to whom it may concern, because I just don't think he was a good choice. With that being said, they got Derek Luke as Styx. Now, first of all, Philip Michael Thomas from Miami Vice, who played Tubbs on Miami Vice, he played Styx. You know, light skin, handsome, good hair. Derek Luke, dark skin, no good hair, big pink lips. I don't get it. Who was doing the thinking? Like, where was the comparison? Like, it's just, you just fucked it up. They could have had Wesley Jonathan, who played Sweetness from Roll Bounce. They could have had Trey Songz. Like, the list just goes on who they could have had. But it's like, who gave him this role? Who thought of him? Like, when you look at Philip Michael Thomas, like, ooh, I could see Derek Luke playing him. Anyway, they got Jordan Sparks as Sparkle. I'm not a fan of Jordan Sparks. I'm not a fan of her voice. When she came out with No Air with Chris Brown, I just wasn't feeling it. But I can see her playing that innocent, cute role of Sparkle. They got Tika Sumpter, who played Jenna from The Game, Malik's girlfriend. She also plays Layla Williamson on One Life to Live. You know, I'm looking at her, I'm like, can she even sing? And to be quite frank, Dolores from 1976 looks way better than Tika Sumpter. Like, for real? Cora from Meet the Browns has a little cameo, I think. This casting, Omari Hardwick, who played Carl in For Color Girls, is playing Levi, and the original Levi was like dark skinned, short, funny looking. So I guess they were like trying to upgrade the character a little bit by getting a more handsome actor into it. But I don't know. This is my thing. I feel like they should have got women who could sing and women who are actually relevant. So, like, first of all, women who can act and who can sing and who are relevant, so they can boost ticket sales and give a greater performance. Like, you just get these no names trying to give them a chance. I understand that, but like, if you're gonna do a remake, you have to go all out to make it better than the original, if not just as good as. Like, I don't get it. I mean, this is like my Sparkle cast. Alicia Keys' sister, LaToya Luckett as Sparkle, and Kelly Rowland as Dolores. Alicia Keys, you know, she has that attitude. She could be like a sexy, confident woman, which I like, because sister was sexy and confident. Sparkle was more like timid, shy, but she was cute and innocent. And Kelly Rowland, because, you know, she was dark-skinned, but she's not as pretty. No, Dolores' character was dark-skinned, but she wasn't as pretty as Sparkle and sister. And Kelly Rowland is, I think she's cute, but like, she's not as cute as LaToya Luckett and Alicia Keys. But the three of them, mainly because they can act and they can sing and people know who they are. You just throw a bunch of no-names in a movie and it's going to be like, what? Because the people who sing Sparkle back in 1976 probably so old they don't even want to go to the movie theaters no more, or they probably dead. So you're not really appealing to those people anymore. You're appealing to like the new school people like me, older and a little younger. Like, you have to really think when you making these casting, because I'm not agreeing with the casting at all. Kid Bella voice, you know. But one thing that was so weird about the Sparkle movie was that, you know, Aaliyah died and they scrapped the production. Now all of a sudden Whitney Houston dies. Like, what? It's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months before the movie was supposed to come out, because the movie comes out in August. That is so weird to me. And on top of that, Whitney Houston is so much like Sister's character in the movie, because Sister, you know, she was beautiful, she had talent. Then she met this man, Satin, aka Bobby Brown, who got her own drugs, beat her ass, and just took her to nothing. Like, it was just so weird, because like, Whitney Houston, like, when you think about it, she could have been Sister if they would have did the movie like years ago, maybe in the 80s when she was in her prime. So it was like, when you think about it, it's almost like a Sparkle curse. Like, maybe this movie just wasn't supposed to come out. Like, Aaliyah died and Whitney Houston died, and Whitney Houston being so much like Sister, like, you know, she met Bobby Brown and, you know, he was beating her ass and got her own crack. It's just weird to me. But I hope the movie is just great all in all, because like, I do want to see a great performance, and I do want it to be just as good as Dreamgirls, because Dreamgirls was the shit. So I'm hoping for the best, but it was just so weird. And another thing about this bitch, Carmen Arroyo, first of all, this bitch 38 years old, 10 years younger than a woman who played her mother in the movie. Like, who was doing the thinking? Lionel and Key was 22 when they did the movie back in 1976. So why would you go get this old ass woman? Like, for real, they were young girls. What does it look like you have a 38-year-old woman playing a young woman living in a house with her mother? Like, that is so ghetto. But think again, I hope the movie does well. You know, that's all I came really to talk about today. I'm gonna go on after post this. I'm gonna watch. No, as I'm posting this, I'm gonna watch the new video of the Scorpion Show. So after y'all watch my video, go watch the Scorpion Show's video. But all that good stuff, peace, love, and happiness. Y'all have just rode the Maverick.